And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Throwing on first down is Carr. Over the middle, Cooper with it. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 20 yards. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Latavius Murray, he scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. On second down, here's Carr. It's caught by Clive Walford. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And quickly, they get to the line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Sliding, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bruce Irvin in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Carr to throw on second down. And that is incomplete.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a goal.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So the roughing the passer penalty, 15 yards, and Charles, the defender, needs to know to stop there.
We've been talking about it for years. You essentially get 1 step after the quarterback throws his pass. Anything close to that or beyond that, you're going to get flags.
On first down, Carr. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On first and 10, here's Carr. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Second down following the incompletion. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here. So he makes the grab and the change move forward.
Nice job by the...
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. Carr will look to throw. And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the fourth. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
We ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on 3rd down. To throw is Carr. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. Here's Marquette King now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now a high kick, but he hit it straight up. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will change here with very little time remaining in this contest. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Back to throw. Finds Roberts left side. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. He's back to throw. He's got time. Over the middle, Cooper with it. And he's brought down after a good gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. Well, you talk about clutch right down the pipe, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
And he didn't leave much doubt there, did he? Good snap, good hold, and that one was dead center.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And that will write a finish to this ball game. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. 8 yards to go here on second down. First throw of overtime for Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he's brought down. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
One of the things that's really difficult for an offense is often identifying how to block a 3-4 defense. Well, when they're coming on a blitz, even more difficult. They're elusive targets and hard to hit.
Now Carr throwing on second down. Oh, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Second down here after the incomplete pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Shreds the tackle. And he's brought down. They'll get 16 yards there. And it'll give the Raiders a first down. So it'll be first down here after the run.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping.